streaming. But today is going to be a little bit of an unconventional start to the stream. I'm not recommending you follow along, but I do have to move in a certain way before I actually start streaming for my own sanity and well-being. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me as well, but I'm going to go through at least, for one of them, the yoga movements that I do, with Ryan as of now. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear me with all the wind, but basically, the practice goes with every single movement we do, you move your body in unison with the movement. So if you're doing a movement where your body is being expansive, you breathe in. If you're doing a movement where your body is contracting, you breathe out. And then you basically use your body as a pump. You let your breath serve your movement, you let your movement serve your breath. So I'm gonna try to do that. Try to do that. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Okay. There we go. I feel a lot better, interestingly enough, like a lot better. I feel like I was a little bit rushed, and I'm probably gonna be a little bit itchy because I'm mildly allergic to grass, but it's all perfect. Everything's perfect. Thank you, friends, for joining me. Get whacked. Shanshki, of course. Isaac. Oh, Isaac, brother Bear. It's nice of you to join me. I I was so busy talking to you, Isaac, that I completely spaced with when my yoga time was supposed to be as well, dude. Okay, let me run you friends through the process. So we have load shedding again, as in they just switch our power off for 2 hours at a time. My mom asked me to bake some rusks, but she asked me to bake some rusks literally 40 minutes or so before the power was supposed to go off. So couldn't do it then. Power went off. Waited the 2 hours. Got started with it, and like it's a mission. It really is a mission. I really hate this because it's so labor intensive. But since I'm helping my mom, it's not something that I really have a problem of doing. Kind of went through the process of mixing all of the dough together, and then you have to scrape it into the pan, and you have to level it in the pan. Got it baked for the 50 minutes it was supposed to be in. Pulled it out, scored it, cut the rusks, let it cool down. Went back to my room. Actually got a chance to start replying to messages, and I did so. And I should have probably like paid more attention. That would be the that'd be the best way to do it. But I wasn't paying proper attention. So like I finished talking to Isaac basically, and I go and make myself a coffee, and I'm like, okay, I have an hour left, so I'm still pretty chill. And then I like scroll down my notification bar, and it tells me, your next alarm coming up is basically the alarm I have to make sure I show up for stream. And in that moment, I realized, oh goodness, I'm supposed to be doing yoga right now. So I basically run to my computer, I get it turned on, I join the Zoom session. I have it open, but my camera and my microphone is off. I run, I take a cold shower, I finish up, come back into the space just for the end of it where we're basically resting. Having missed the yoga session, told Ryan, I'm sorry for missing it. I felt like I had to move a little bit. The wind is gonna be crazy. I'm sorry. Like we're getting some thick rains tonight. You can probably see the darkness washing over us right now. Army blur, friends. Today I want to talk about this quote, that is in the Reddit title. Unfortunately, I couldn't, set it as our YouTube title, but it goes, "A dream you dream alone is just a dream. A dream we dream together is reality." And after what we talked about yesterday about conscious evolution and about getting ourselves at this point where we're no longer just victims to intergenerational trauma. We're no longer victims to the things that have happened to us and the things we had to adjust to, but now we're these creators of our own realities on a very visceral and genetic level. And I feel it is very much akin to this dream that we have as a collective, to be our best selves, to be happier, more full, more joyous, more clear individuals when it comes to our ability to perceive, the information that's being given to us, and be able to share the information back with the rest of the world. And I would like to ask you, friends, what your dream is for this space. I have so many dreams for this space, and I'm curious as to see if there is some correlation in the dreams we have. And in that way, since we're dreaming it together, we are making it reality. One of my dreams for this space is to have built a community of people that love one another, unequivocally, where as a collective we have one truth in our hearts. That truth being love. Love is truth. And that has happened because we dreamed that together. The more we share our dreams, the more we find similarities in the dreams that we have for spaces as well. And because we are dreaming this dream together, we have made it our reality. So with that in mind, what do we want to continue creating? What do you want to continue creating with me, friends? Hey everyone, so nice to have you. Shanshki, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to hear that. I'm doing well also. So happy to be here, so happy to have you. Shansky, it's so nice to have you, man. He's sharing the yoga practice, how nice. And the wave of peace that just rushed over me with that tree and sky. Wow. Like, the sky is so beautiful above me right now. Let me show you. Like, while I was laying down and like lifting my legs, I was like, damn. Damn, that's some good sky. Look at that. I mean, you're like, oh well, melt clouds. We know what clouds look like. I know, I know. But it like goes from like darkness, and then it goes to this like beautifully open, you know, like sky. It's literally coming along. Hopefully we'll get some good rain tonight. Things have been pretty dry, and we're getting closer and closer to winter, so no more rain. No more rain. Lisa, so nice to have you here, my friend. Thank you for joining us. That was relaxing just to watch. Well, thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you, Shanshki. And it wasn't, meant to be followed along with, even though I did want to give you some of the important pointers, like how breathing is a very big part of that practice as well. But I felt it was absolutely necessary for me to go through that movement for my own well-being as well. So thank you, friends, for taking a moment with me. Frankie, thank you for joining us, friend. How are you doing? I know you're not going to answer me, but I'm asking anyway. Let me say rather, I hope you're doing well instead. How cool. That's a very fluid yoga. Never tried that style before. Looks very relaxing. It's got Tai Chi vibes. I wish I could join maybe a few more months from now. Definitely, Ninja Peach. I think we're in around day 20. Maybe a little bit more. So we still have, like 40-ish days left of this practice. We would love to have you join us. Your descriptions always relate to my day in one way or another. I had a semi-lucid dream last night where I really thought my girlfriend was dreaming it with me. I tried to show her how to fly, but did a belly flop on the ground. That is beautiful, get whack. I kind of like that actually. You're like, yeah, we're dreaming together. This is how you fly. And you're like, ah! Flops on the ground. And she's just like, okay. That doesn't look like you flew for very long. Doesn't look like a very efficient way of flying. Doesn't look very fun. And it's crazy because like flying dreams is one of the big things that I kind of have as well. But they're not necessarily just flying. They're kind of floating, where I have the ability to push down on the air around me. Like it's more viscous underneath my hands. And then as I push down, my feet kind of lift up. And I'll keep pushing, and I won't necessarily just go flying away, but I'll just be floating, above the ground gently, moving through spaces. I'm like, yes, this is completely normal. Logic center of my brain being completely deactivated. It's like, wait a second, this is not normal. No, this is normal. Thank you, my friend. I also had a very interesting dream last night. It kind of started with us being at this resort kind of place, me and my family. Hey, brother Dan, it's a long airway. It's like long airway skipping. Pretty much exactly like that. Yeah, exactly like that. It's fun. It's so fun. It really is. But like last night's dream wasn't necessarily like related to any of that. It was more swimming. Like I was doing a lot of swimming in this dream. And there was like this big lake area, if you will, and in the middle of that lake was, a dead volcano. And this volcano, when it erupted, it like washed its lava like from its sides, and it created this ring, like you couldn't call it a ring. I guess you can call it a ring. Like it encapsulated some water in the center of it, and the water in the center of it was kind of like heated up by some of the remnants of what was in that volcano. And then there was like this whole kind of dance floor carved into this volcanic mass, on the main body of the volcano. And there were a bunch of people there, and we were swimming, and it was very fun. But I had to be back home at 11:11, and then I was like swimming and having a good time, and I asked someone what the time was, and they told me it's 44 minutes past 4, and was like panicking. And I started swimming, and I had this little like floaty board, if you will. And as I was trying to swim path of least resistance towards, this resort that we were in, I kind of reached this mass of like reeds growing out of the water. And at first, my mind was like, okay, I'm going through these reeds. And I think like I got literally right up in front of it, and I was like, nah, this is not a good idea. So I decided to go around. And as I was going around, there was this other friend also like swimming, with one of these paddles. And in that moment, me and him swimming together, like we both got a boost where it was almost like we were being pulled by these paddles, and we were like skipping on the water. And I got to the space where, a bunch of stuff went down. I feel, I feel like I'll rather keep the stuff for myself in this moment. And after the stuff went down, I basically got to this space again, and my uncle was there, and he would like ask me where I was, and I explained to him where I was, and I explained to him the story of me going to this volcanic place, and he was like, okay, that sounds cool. And then Christian called me, and Christian related to this experience that I went through, almost in a way where he was like, can you believe that it's this related, or can you like this synchronicity? And Christian is in Bulgaria right now, and for some reason he doesn't have access to Wi-Fi, so I've been sending him messages for the last 4 days, and none of them have been going through. So I'm like a little bit, something is chewing at me a little bit, but it was a good dream. I had a good dream, and it was very much informing me again of this collective dream, that we were having every single time we wake up. Like we don't know necessarily we see the exact same reality, but we can see one another in it. And by seeing one another, really seeing one another in this collective dream that we're having, we shape our realities. And it's wonderful. Thank you, friends, for shaping this reality with me. Very nice. Flow yoga with the breath. It's going to be peaceful. It's so good. I would highly recommend it. Like, we're doing these yoga sessions together, with Ryan. And if you would like to join us, friends, we'd be more than willing to have you. You're like, where do we join, Mel? On the Discord, in the Streams Comes True tab, Ryan posts a link. If you would like to join us, we would love to have you. Feeling great. I really am. My day was filled with positive energy once again, and I did my best to spread it to the people that were struggling at work. Thank you so much for doing that, Get Work. It's the only thing we can do at this point. It's the thing we have to do at this point, even. Trying to be our most loving selves to everyone. And if we all keep doing that, then it's inevitable. It is inevitable. Hey there, how are you? Economic Pasta. It's been a while, friend. I'm doing well. How are you doing, my friend? That's awesome. That's what it's about. When we all give, we all receive. There we go. You're echoing me as well, Isaac. It comes back infinite. It comes back infinitely, times over. So I'm proud of you for producing that love for the whole. Thank you for doing the same, Isaac. Like, we're all doing that now, friends. That is the collective dream that we have for this world. A world of love. A genuine world of love. And instead of seeking it necessarily, trying to find examples of that in the world, we are being the examples of that to the world. Dreaming, of a world where love is actually true. And creating that reality by dreaming it together. Thank you, friends. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful demonstration of the practice, Mel. Thank you so much, Brother Ryan. Thank you so much. I really felt in tune with the movements. I feel I got the sequence right as well. At least as far as I know. I think so. I'm pretty sure. I think maybe I missed one of my heart movements, maybe, after my warrior poses. I think it's within the space. We know we are never alone. Someone will show up if we're struggling. each other. That's that's things I think about this melting pot and its growth. Lisa, and you're a part of this space, my friend. You know, and it's very cool to me that again, this is a dream that I have. You know, this space that we've created and this energy that I keep bringing into this space every single day is a dream that I have. I have this dream where what I'm doing right now can serve my life and it can serve your lives. And it's a role that I basically created for myself. And the more I play this role, the more I realize this is the role I was always meant to play. And it's this trip of the subconscious having these intentions, having these dreams for my life, if you will, and my conscious mind kind of being aware of all of the external influences of what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And somehow these two came together. You know, my conscious mind and my subconscious mind was willing to work together to actually do this. And it's just showing up, showing up. If you work hard on something, it's inevitable. It will eventually, you know, start paying dividends. It's exactly how it went. Get whacked. It falls on the floor. Like, yeah, I mean, technically you did fly for like a, you know, a solid, you know, quarter of a second. But I'm not exactly sure I want to. I'm a fan of breathing underwater dreams, but they get scary quick. Do they get scary because of the things underwater with you? Or do they get scary because you realize you're breathing while being underwater and then your brain is like, wait a second, I'm pretty sure we can't do this. And then it's like, Jacob, thank you for joining us, friend. Any good job news? I hope so. Do let us know, my friend. Not yet. I'm hoping to hear from them today, though. I see a chalice. Like it was kind of two-dimensional, like it was sliced, but it was, and it had a down stem and it had a little, you know, cup. Your cup will overflow, Jacob. I see it for you, my friend. Interesting. I had no dreams last night. The minute I opened my eyes, an intense pressure rushed into my eye sockets and gave me a headache. Got some water and it was relief, but feeling a little tired and nauseated this morning. I also have a little bit of pressure right here in this area. Pull this pressure out, you know, put it in the grass. Thank you, Earth. You know what, I'm just gonna continue. Not going to jinx myself. Not yet. I'm hoping to hear again. Thank you, my friend. I hope you feel better as well. I'm curious to see how, you know, this yogic practice that I'm going to be going into is going to influence me as well when it comes to this pressure that I've been feeling. You know, the pressure has been a lot better, but it is still there. It definitely is still there. Are you sensitive to weather change? I'm curious as well. Definitely. It's just weird. Normally it's my sinuses, but I felt very much like I wasn't sleeping, but rolling down a hill last night, and I woke up by smacking the ground. And just a reminder, I want to make sure everyone knows every Friday there's a little get together at 9 p.m. Eastern Southern Time on the Discord chat. We talk, show faces if comfortable, and just hang out. Make sure people know about it. So on the Discord, you know, the Melton Moore Discord, they actually are having these little get-togethers where they have the opportunity to share some level. Your friends are invited to do that as well. Ouch. I hope you get some relief. I hope so as well. I spent all night trying to kill this dumb monster in Elden Ring, so maybe my body was manifesting getting body slammed. I'm currently kicking his ass though, so I will feel better. Yes, you will, my friend. Like, it's been so interesting to me. Like, pressure. Pressure is the thing that is now, you know, getting the best of me. And I'm exercising again. I'm like training really hard. I'm losing a significant amount of weight. I think I'm the lightest I've ever been in my life. Like in my adult life. I'm like, well, I'm saying adult life, but I'm lighter now than I was as a 16-year-old. And I feel amazing. I feel so good. The intermittent fasting, the yoga, the exercise, the eating meals that serve my body have all come together to really, 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 you know, make me feel healthy. And I can see it in my skin. I feel like I'm, it's weird. Like I feel like my aging clock is being reversed in a lot of ways. You know, with the yoga, with the exercise, with the eating, with the intermittent fasting. I'm doing so many things and taking so much precaution and the care I give myself that my body is straight up reversing its aging. My goodness. And I'm also putting aloe vera and stuff on my face as well. And like harvesting it from the farm and putting this goop on my face. It's so fun. Love to join. Please do, Shanshi. How to join the Discord. So we have the Discord link on my Meltmore profile. If you click on my face and you click on my name, you'll see there's a couple of bars that you can click on my profile, and one of them is the Discord. You'll be able to join us there. Please DM me. I'll help you after the stream. Thank you, Isaac, for being willing to help, my friend. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the love. The pollens and molds are high in the air right now. It's terrible. Take care of yourself as well, Lisa. I don't know if there's a way for us to get better at that. The only one way that I think I know about is to eat local honeys, weirdly enough. If you eat local honey, because of the pollen that is in your local area, might be the same pollen that those local bees, end up using in their honey. By eating a honey from the local pollen, you basically give your body the information it needs to identify the pollen that you're smelling in your air and see them as non-harmful, which is pretty cool as well. Nothing is happening when I tap on it. I'm so sorry, my friend. Like, I don't know if, yeah, like, unfortunately on mobile, I don't think links work. It's a little bit of a area of contention. Stay positive. You know that stay positive thing? Like, there's this friend called Scorpio who also streams, and this dude is a machine when it comes to streaming. Like, he's also a philosopher, and he'll sit, for 6 hours a day, just kind of like referencing, being, internalizing information, externalizing information, and kind of going back and forth between that. And if there's anything that he says that causes him a little bit of turmoil, or can be, like something we can be outraged by, like, oh, Reddit is doing this and that now, then he's like, stay positive. Oh man, this is horrible, stay positive. I can't believe this is happening, stay positive. And he doesn't do that, but to me it just feels like this, yes, I'm aligning myself with the line. This back and forth, root to sacral, to solar, to heart, throat, third eye, to crown. Going back and forth, stay positive, stay in alignment. Oh, it's the air pressure that gets me. It's been brutal lately. Is it wrecking you as well? Maybe that's what's happening here as well. Like, it's been so humid. It hasn't been this humid in a very long time in South Africa. And it's been causing me all sorts of feelings. I'm not complaining about any of them though. Hey, who is this Runkle Schmecky character? Must be a super cool dude, I'm pretty sure. Man, I keep opening up to this thing we're saying over and over and over again. And I feel, I'll read it for you today, Uncle Becky. Like, tell me how you feel about this one. It goes, fear arises from the thought that I am alone, separated from my creator. Yet in reality, it is the creator perceiving the creator and creating the perception that God is separate from God. And technically, you did that just by being you. Just by inhibiting this form. You've convinced yourself that you are separate. We convince ourselves every day. Our ego's one job is to convince ourselves of that over and over again. And when that, poor little ego starts getting melted away, it convinces you, tells you, wants to make you believe that its decease, its loss is the loss of everything. And it's been a conversation that I've been coming up in my life in multiple different ways. Even in the Stoic quotes that I read from Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. Marcus Aurelius said this thing where he goes, no matter if you live 100 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, every single person who dies loses the exact same thing. This very moment. You lose nothing else because you do not own the future, nor do you own the past. All you have because I would like to live 1,000 years. You know, it would be sick. Not because I'm, you know, scared of dying. Quite the contrary. I look forward to the day I die as well. But because I would like to see what humanity is going to be capable of. I would like to see us become a spacefaring civilization. It's one of my dreams, if you will. It's a collective dream of humanity right now to extend our lifetimes. So much money is being put into, you know, longevity research, and that's one of the reasons I've, you know, really hammered down on taking care of myself as well. Fasting apparently causes you to live longer. Not eating vegetable oils causes you to live longer. Yoga causes you to live longer. And I'm not doing them exclusively just to live longer, but I've really consolidated this understanding of the importance of us being here, of us being in this life, of us being in this moment. And I have to continue this moment, this one that we're sharing, for as long as I possibly can, because that's the role I came here to play. And it's surreal. It's so surreal to then see, you know, Marcus Aurelius from 2,000 years ago, you know, from his grave, being like, "Hey, Mel, yeah, sure, you want to live long, but remember, you're still going to just lose what you have right now. So cherish this moment. Cherish what you have right now. Don't miss the mark." Sin, in the Hebrew way of saying it, is to miss the mark, is to miss this moment. That is what true sin is. Not, you know, doing something wrong, but doing something, you know, for the sake of your past, for the sake of your future alone, not taking into consideration how important this moment is. Ta Jensen, I may suggest that the whole of mankind, or nothing, but a bundle, the whole of mankind is nothing, but a bundle of collections of different perceptions which exceed each other with an inconceivable rapidity and are in a perpetual flux and movement. And interestingly enough, Todd, you know, Marcus Aurelius has quotes about that as well, where he goes into saying, if you live, you know, if you take into consideration 10 years, 40 years, 100 years, and you really pay attention, you'll see the same cycles being, you know, repeated over and over again within human behavior, within the things we think about and say, within the things we get up to. So in that way, I kind of agree with you, which kind of like begs to differ or begs to question, why would I like to live longer then? And a part of me believes that we're in an uptick of our human expression, where we're going to finally be able to do things that was for the longest time outside of human capacity. So just think about the amount of art in your head, Todd, right now, in this moment. Like, you literally have more art in your head than there is outside in the world, just in this moment. So if we can really figure out a way to extract that information from ourselves and be able to express that to the world in a more full, more expressive way, that is literally going to change us as human beings. It's going to change what it means to be a human being. Ciao. I love you, Fred. Thank you for joining us. Maybe the mobile thing. Yeah, I think so. I can get the link to you. Looking forward to the chill session. Thank you so much. It's Shannon, right? I think so. It is Shannon. Shannon signed up to be a Patreon yesterday. Thank you, my beloved friend. I want to thank you here in person as well. I appreciate it so much. Damn, mobile Discord. Again, just shoot me a PM. Thank you, friends, for letting our friend know. Hey, look who it is. Are you flirting with this Runkelschmicky character on B? How dare you? So much love to you on B and Uncle Becky. Thank you for joining us, my beloved friends. Today is my dad's birthday. He passed away 4 years ago. I would love him to come and see me today. So I'm feeling into this with you, accordingly, Echo. And it's very difficult for you to see him, you know, in this context, because he's no longer in this realm of existence with us. But I would like to argue, if you will, that he is seeing you. You know, you're just not aware of it. Like the shape that he has taken on now could be, probably is, one of so much potential that his physical form can no longer be contained, or can no longer contain what he is now. So, in the same way, like it's this interesting thing that Bubbles said in a stream, where if you showed a cell phone, as we have it right now, to a caveman, he would think it's like a rock, a shiny rock. Maybe if the screen was off, he wouldn't be able to perceive that cell phone as cell phone, and all of the understanding we have attached to cell phone, like, oh, I can call people, can send messages all over the world, can take photos. He will just see it as a very polished little rock. And he'll be like, well, okay, cool rock, dude. He wouldn't be able to understand the technological advancement that is within that rock. And in the same way, there might be things so advanced that it's completely out of our level of perception. And I would go as far as to say that your dad is in that level of perception, or outside of your perception because of it. He is here with you, my friend. Know that you are infinitely loved, and he's no further away than a thought. You thinking about your dad, you remembering all of the love that your dad has shared with you, you are, eliciting that response of your dad again. Your loved friend, thank you for sharing that moment with us. I hope you get the sign of the universe you need today. Thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing that love as well. Thank you, Get Whack, for also sharing it. Hey, look who it is, the JoJo herself, Toriel420. Thank you for the heartwarming, my beloved friend. It's so nice of you to share some love. Ooh, just know that he is always with you. He may not be here, but the love he is sending will always be with you. Baby! Baby! Baby is chasing chickens again. I don't know if you can hear the little chickens, frantically peeping, beep, beep, choop, 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 getting wrecked. Eckhart Tolle apparently is the right way to say it. Like I would like to say it Eckhart Tolle, because it just feels like it's easier. It like flows off the tongue a little bit easier. But Eckhart Tolle is a G, absolutely. The first half of the message goes, from Isaac, I'd had one experience of dreaming simultaneously with someone. It still feels like it didn't happen. I was about 8 or 9, and in the top bunk of me and my brother's bunk bed. I don't remember the specifics, kind of basic adventure dream where I woke up, hang over the bed, and made eye contact with my brother as he woke up, and we both knew before we even said it. We both still talk about that dream today. Pretty incredible. Has been a Twilight Zone memory of mine for a long time. So, like, my mind, Isaac, weirdly enough, goes to the fact that you were in a bunk bed. Where if when we dream, we project our consciousness into a different reality. And since you were like sleeping, one above the other, your conscious projection kind of went in the same direction, and as a result of that, you ended up in the same space. Like, that's trippy, dude. That's really trippy. The crazy thing is, the thing that I'm thinking about right now, Isaac, is in the way where if divine mind is if there is a God, and that God created this entire reality, or we could just call it the universe. This, what we're experiencing right now, all of this life, is the dream of our universe, the dream of divine mind. And we have awakened within this divine mind. As you wake up in a dream or find yourself in a dream, we find ourselves in this one. And we are actually experiencing it together. And now, since we're collectively dreaming of a way to be able to share our innermost experiences with one another, because even though we find ourselves in this reality with one another in a physical form, we have all of this internal information going on behind our eyes that we sometimes find a little bit hard to share with one another. Now we're dreaming as a collective of a way to do that. And brain-computer interfaces is like the ultimate step of that. But creating works of art, poetry, music, a movie, a TV show, a story, all of that is an attempt to share what is behind our eyes with one another into this external reality. And it's crazy. It's crazy how we're now creating these dreams so that we can actually experience the reality of them together. I agree. Also following him and read his books and watching videos. I think he's passed away, unfortunately, by now, right, Lisa? What a memorable moment you'll always share with your brother. It is beautiful. I don't think I've had any of those dreams with my siblings. Like one of the most significant moments I've shared with a sibling is with Rudo, when me and him smoked a joint together for the first time. Like that was one of the most beautiful experiences I've had with my brother. Like Vesel is a little bit more curious. You know, I've given him some mushrooms, not like here eat the mushrooms. I've just actually given him the little fungal bodies, and he's allowed himself to go through those experiences himself. And it makes me happy. It makes me happy that he's opened up so much. And I've seen, you know, I won't, you know, credit it necessarily just to the mushrooms, but I've seen him open up to the understanding of love as well in his own life. Like he's still a little bit resistant, you know, especially when I try to help or try to suggest things. Like he's a very able-bodied young man, but he refuses to exercise. You know, like absolutely refuses to. And he's an 18-year-old. Yeah, he's an 18-year-old. So if he starts exercising now, he's going to be like putting down foundations. It's going to allow him to stay healthier in his adult life. And I'm like desperately trying to encourage him to start exercising or to start doing yoga with me or whatever. And instead of him seeing that as an attempt or as a pursuit, as a benadering, a an approach of love, he sees it as me being judgmental of him, and that kind of hurts me. So I'm in this position where trying to share love with him in that way is being perceived as a lack of love. So I shouldn't be sharing love in that way, but not sharing love in that way is to me a lack of love. So it's this weird paradox that I'm trying to resolve inside of myself as well. Love him so much. I love him so much. Unfortunately, I got to share that understanding with him. Like after he got angry at me for suggesting he should start exercising, I was like, it was like, so I was like, hey Buddha, dink jy nie jy wil begin oefen nie? Jy sal so goed lyk en so sterk word as jy begin oefen. Which basically translates to, hey brother, like don't you think you should exercise? You would feel so good, look so good if you start exercising. And he's like, I told you after I say no, you should drop it. And this is like after months of me not saying anything about it. So I thought you were gonna drop it if I say no. And I was like, okay, kind of left it alone. And he was like, you know, pissy and like, you know, kind of like frowning at me, didn't want to talk to me. And after like a few moments of that, I tell him, you do realize the reason I do this, the reason I am willing to say these things to you is because I want to see you succeed. I want to see you become the strongest version of yourself. I want to see you be the healthiest you could be. I want to see you feel the best you've ever felt. I want to see you have a healthy mind, body, and spirit. I'm trying to do those things for myself. I've been in your body. Like he has my exact body. Like he has, I think in a lot of ways, my mind as well. And I remember what it was like being in that state. And I remember all of the things that came along with that state and how it wasn't serving me. So I want to help. And that's like, I just try to share love. I try to share love with him. I want him to have that same dream for himself, you know, to understand that he's capable of so much more. But it's a balance. Such a difficult balance to have. Pretty awesome. Made us close in one night. I can't leave. Maybe that's exactly what it was supposed to be actually. Why is it? Like just a moment, like Pippi is rolling in the grass. What maak jy, Pippi? You rolling in something stinky? We'll find out if she comes closer. That's incredible. I really believe we are so much more powerful than we could possibly comprehend. I know we are definitely more powerful than we can possibly comprehend. Let me show you what she's doing. Like she's smelling something, and then she's rolling it. What are you doing? What are you doing, Pepe? I see we have so many beloved friends here with us. Friends, if you're here right now, and you'll never be here again, I have but one request of you. And you're like, oh, here it comes. What does this asshole want? I want you to be happy, friend. I want you to be happy and share happiness with others. That's all. That's all. You know, like, if we can all do that, if we can all do that for a single person, and that happiness transcends in them, and they're willing to share that with another person, we will literally change the world overnight. And we are. We are changing the world. And I've seen it happen in my life. I've seen it happen in you friends' lives. And I cannot imagine how much more we're going to do on this journey. Thank you, friend, for even considering it. You are so loved. Whew. I like to think that energy, thought of one I'd lost. Whoa, 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 whoa. Through? Thought? Not energy, every. I like to think that every thought of one I'd lost, I'd like to visit from that loved one. We keep our lost ones alive with thoughts and memories, sitting with you in love. Yes, I completely believe that as well, Jovan. Thank you for being willing to share the understanding. You know, like we all have lost people. Last year, I lost both grandma and grandpa. Grandma was suffering with Alzheimer's for about 5 years, and during this journey, I witnessed how the person that she was disappeared, and it was very difficult for all of us, and it was very difficult for my grandpa, and he was the one who passed away first, and that was more jarring than anything because we saw my grandma deteriorate and falling apart, and we considered that she was going to pass away and my grandpa was going to continue living on without her. And then he passed away first in May, and grandma passed away, like my grandpa passed away the day after my birthday, and my grandma passed away the day before my mom's birthday, on the 1st of September. And it was this genuine like contention inside of myself of, I've lost these people in my life who have been such a significant part of it, but losing them, or at least being sad about losing them, felt like it was something that was selfish, because I know from a very deep part in my heart that where they are now is better. You know, like they were suffering. My grandpa was suffering, having to see his wife disappear as she's right in front of him. My grandma seeing herself disappear. My grandma thinking that I'm my dad. And the amount of shock in her eyes to see me as, a 20-year-old man, and thinking that it's my dad, and how that doesn't compute to her brain. And I've gained this understanding that our loved ones that have passed, they genuinely are in a better place. I have a sense of comfort, a sense of closure, knowing that they're no longer suffering in any way whatsoever. They're expansive. We're all infinite beings. We've done this an infinite amount of times. We just happen to be what we are right now. Looking down at your hands, I see the same thing that you see. I see a pair of hands. I see an environment. I have thoughts and feelings and dreams and hopes, as we all do. We're not that different. I would say we are exactly the same. And we've been this way. And I keep asking that question of how long have we been this way? And the answer comes back, infinity, stupid monkey. Why do you keep asking us? And I'm like, oh, how long have I been doing this for? And it's like, infinity. What don't you understand? You've been doing this for eternity. We've never stopped. We've never stopped, and we're never going to stop, because that is what infinity means. There is no loss, there is no separation, there is no losing that which you are, friend. And even if you think you have lost it, you're going to find it right here. Not in the stream, in this moment that you always have. And this moment is what you're gonna lose if your body passes. And then you're gonna continue on to the next moment. And then the next moment. And the next moment. Into infinity and beyond. You know, we've literally had that little seed planted in our heads from a very young age. What does that even mean? What does that even mean, Buzz Lightyear? Into infinity and beyond? What do you mean? What do you mean? You're that. You're that friend. My dream to see you streaming from some of the most beautiful places in Africa, so close by you in Kruger, Chobe, Victoria Falls, and then the North American tour, European tour, India and Australia, New Zealand, and finally I'll meet you in Fiji. I dream that with you, brother Ryan. Thank you so much for dreaming that with me. That is like, I don't know if you know, but that is the original dream that I came into this space with. To be able to do what it is we're doing right now and take you friends with me to different places in the world. And, you know, because I live in South Africa, I feel it's important for me to share Africa's beauty, South Africa's beauty with you friends before I go out, you know, to other places. I would like to be able to afford a van. And I'm like, and this is part of the dream I have, like the short-term dream I have, get myself, you know, a van or just a car and then travel from space to space, being able to share the beauty that is within that space. And then, you know, throughout my day, being able to go to high schools. We have in South Africa these Bible periods, or what do you call it? Yeah, Bible periods basically, where our kids have to go into a hall and then they invite some sort of pastor, and this pastor, you know, preaches to you and tells you, you know, that you're a sinful being, and if you don't, okay, I'm not going to trip out about that, but I want to take that space, you know, a little bit and just share the understanding of being infinity with our youth. Like, especially since I was such a depressed individual in my youth, and I attempted to commit suicide as a 16-year-old twice. I I don't want that for anyone else. And if I can help a single person, I would have done my job here. So thank you, brother Ryan. It's going to be our dream. It is our dream. We're dreaming it together. Thank you for making it a reality. Whew. Thank you, everyone, for the well wishes. Thank you for being open to receiving the well wishes, my friend. This is a two-way stream. I'm just the other side of the infinity. You are the other side of that infinity. You know, Uncle Becky has this beautiful thing that he says. Uncle Becky's understanding of ultimate infinity is when we take our eyes and we come so close to one another that our pupils literally touch one another. I know that's a bit of a yikes, but that is an infinity, literally an infinity. And technically, just because we're separated by thousands of kilometers right now doesn't make that infinity any smaller. Quite the contrary. Absolutely, friend. We are extremely powerful. You think of how much impact we can make on a life. We can end it, make it, nurture it, change it fundamentally. That's incredible power. We must channel it through love. And we are, Isaac. We really are. One of well, basically the only, truth that I actively practice is love is true. Love is true. If I feel a certain way, I ask, I say, I state, love is true. And then I'm like, okay, like sure, I'm going through this emotion, this thing has happened, I cut my finger in multiple places, and I'm like, that's funny, love is true. Because even though I'm in pain right now, even though there's blood gushing out of my finger, my cells are now like trying to reunite themselves with the cells on the other side of my finger, because love is true, because they want unity, because they want something that is whole. So no matter what, you can use it as an opportunity. Like, I love this saying, actually, every single moment is an opportunity for you to be the expression of love. And just saying that, I believe, changes our gene expression. Every single moment is an opportunity for you to be the expression of love. Thank you, friends, for being an expression of love. I told you you were a convincing salesman now. Thank you. Thank you, Shachki. I appreciate it, my friend. I I hope I never have to be one again. Like I do have plans as well. One of the things I would love to do is create a sustainable clothing brand. You know, the Meltmore clothing brand, all hemp products. But right now, for some reason, like I was doing some research last night again, it's so difficult. It's so difficult to like find products. I think there's one. What would they call? B label. If you're curious as well, B label. They make 100% hemp products and they look beautiful. And I was like, okay, so it is actually possible, but hemp is only now coming into fruition. And you're like, why hemp, Mel? Because it uses 400 times less water than cotton does. You don't need any pesticides. It is a regenerative crop, as in the soil that you planted in gains from having this, plant in it. It, as I said, you don't need any fertilizer, you don't need any pesticides to keep bugs away from it because it basically, does it by itself. It is anti-inflammatory. You can get, the seeds you can harvest as well, turn that into oils and proteins, skin products. You can use the core, like the solid bit, for hempcrete, so we can build sustainable buildings with it. It's a carbon capturer. It's what I want to do, and I will. But I don't know what the time frame of that is going to be. But that's also a dream I have. Thank you, my friend, for sharing that. Hey, Kate is here with us. Hello, my friend. And hello to all of the friends here. Hope you're doing okay. Even better now that you're here, Kate. Thank you for joining us. Ryan, what an absolutely beautiful image. I'm picturing it. Thank you, Jovan, for dreaming it with me, friend. A dream you dream alone is but a dream. A dream we dream together is reality. We're creating our own realities, friends. Actively creating our own realities. So you have to choose. What do you want to dream for yourself? What are you dreaming for yourself? What are you telling yourself about yourself in this very moment? Is it a story of limitation, a story of hatred, a story of sadness, a story of anger? And I'm not saying that these emotions aren't necessary or aren't valuable. Like we experience these emotions because we're complete beings. But the story we tell ourselves surrounding these emotions don't necessarily serve us all the time. So by choosing a dream, that we can actually, pursue, instead of kind of just being rolled into the rest of reality, it's a taking a responsibility that can be difficult sometimes. And you friends have shown me that it's possible. Just my perspective. You shouldn't try to be healthier, to live longer, because we are not guaranteed time, but rather to get the most out of your body in the here and now. Live longer is just a bonus. I agree. I agree completely, Ninja Peach. I'm not tripping out about it that much, fortunately. But the better, again, like it's a part of the process, and like it kind of really hit home for me when I started listening to David Sinclair's podcasts. That is about, he basically has, I think, this eight episode podcast about longevity, and he was going into these different topics. And in that moment, because he's like a scientist, and all of the things that he was talking about was all scientific based, I couldn't, ignore it anymore, and I had to start implementing it. So I was basically sharing with you, Ninja Peach, where my initial consciousness came from, why I'm doing it, and how it has served me continuing into the future. Like I feel better. I feel better. I feel faster. I feel a little bit more in tune, and it's been really serving me. This is how I approach these things. Thanks for those words. Thank you for yours, Isaac. This is the way we're supposed to do it. Ugh. Actively evolving, friends. Actively evolving. And now we're doing it by choice. We know. We know we can do it by choice. We know we can do things that help us evolve, towards our highest good. How did you get interested in Hinduism? I mean, like interestingly enough, I think Alan Watts actually. If I have to like give you an answer on that, Alan Watts was one of the biggest inspirations to get interested in Hinduism. But I'm not a believer of Hinduism. I just think they have a bunch of valuable insights, as all religion does. They're all trying to reference the same source at the end of the day. My grandma visited me in a dream the first year I moved to Ohio. She died about 2 years ago prior. I was feeling isolated and so homesick. She raised me for most of my life. Well, I was in my childhood home. She approached me, said nothing, and hugged me. So Isaac, that kind of like brings up a question in my mind of, again, the infinite, the dream state, the psychedelic state of mind, the spiritual realm, etc., 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 where you could think of the dream state as the spiritual realm or a realm of infinite possibility. And within infinite possibility, your grandma is right now. She always has been, but she is in that form as well right now. And you literally, because of the state of mind you were in, because of the vibration you were putting out into the world, you were attracting that into your life because that is exactly what you needed. Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful story, my friend. I bawled my eyes out. It was exactly what I needed to feel good about my move and where I was and who I was. Crying now just thinking about it. I'm here with you, Isaac. Thank you so much, brother. That's so beautiful. I feel that. I feel that, And if that is something that you needed, as you're saying, as you needed it, it will come to you. What you need and what you want is two different things. Boop, kids, we're on time and I'm home. I hope everyone feels good today. So much better now that you're here with us, Auntie. Thank you for sharing this space with us. Sweet victory. So proud. Namaste. I love you, man. Namaste, my friend. Namaste, actually. Namaste. I'm still trying to say that correctly. I recognize the divinity within you. Namaste. 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 I recognize the divinity within you. To see you as a divine being, the face of the universe, in your face, the face of infinity, the face of God, in you. Thank you, friend, for joining me. Hey, eat red meat. It's been a while, friend. Thank you, Zero Siba. I cannot read your scripture or your texts, but it looks beautiful, friend. Hey, thank you for the beating heart and for the narwhal salute. I appreciate you, friends, so much. Thank you, little brother. I need you this morning. Namaste. Namaste to you, mofo. Thank you for joining us, my friend. And thank you for the gold that you're sharing with this space. Gold and purple. Gold and purple were the very first colors that I've ever resonated with. Gold, purple, and green. In a trifractal coming at me. Thank you, friend, for sharing some gold with us. Thank you. Who was it? Eat red meat for sharing the purple and green with us as well. Yes, the little ones was home yesterday and was determined. Lol. I'm happy to hear that, Auntie. That's the way it's supposed to be. Powerful ST on stream today. You friends are sharing power back with me. I've I feel like I'm accelerating, dude. It's weird. It's kind of weird, Eat Red Meat. The more we show up in this space, the more and more momentum gets gained by the space. It's like this groove, and now we have some scientific evidence for it. The more you keep showing up for the thing you believe in, the more there is to show up for. It's like you show up and then you build some blocks and then you go away from it. And then you show up and you build some blocks. And eventually you have an entire castle that you're showing up to. And just because you've shown up so many times and you've built so many blocks, now you're looking at this entire castle in front of you and you can continue building, new houses for this idea, new play areas for these little kids' ideas, new, experiences, new entertainment, and the city that you're building for yourself, this reality, this dream that you're dreaming for yourself and for the ones around you is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And the more you do that, the more there is to show up for. Show up for your things, friend. You're like, yeah, I need to do this thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. I believe you. I believe you. You want to do that thing. And I believe if you show up for that thing, it's going to serve you. If my life is anything to take from, I've been doing this for 432 days consecutively now. And I started this journey. You can go and look. Like since the very first day that we started this journey, I've started posting them on YouTube, so you can literally watch as we grow. You can literally watch how I have absolutely no idea what it is I'm doing, why it is I'm doing it, how it is I'm going to do it. And because I've lived into this space, and because I understand that this is something that's important to me, important to you friends, and because I'm showing up for it, it has literally changed my life, changed lives of others. And we're going to continue doing that for the greater good, for love, for love. Okay, she doesn't stink. That's a puppy puppy. You want to say hi to the peoples? No? No? Come here. No, she's like just out of frame. Mash, mash, mash. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for saying hi to our friends. Mashy, mashy, mashy. You want me to throw this for you? Okay, fine. My God, we are not the same. That shirt is so fire. I'm playing catch up here. Who hum? We are the same, friend. This is just, like some material that I happen to have on my body, dude. Like if I was stripped naked, you might have different bibs and bobs than I do, but we're the exact same thing, dude. We're literally, I mean, I'm talking about stripping away everything, even this body, even this ego, the persona that I'm living into right now. Strip away everything, the I remains. The I remains. You, the fundamental you that you are, that you've always been, remains. We're all that. We're all that. And we get so, distracted from it, get separated, by our ego from that existence, that ultimate state of existence, that we feel limited. We convince ourselves that we are even. Got me here with that cool energy. You seem just so pure. Eve, I'm trying to be. Thank you so much, my friend, for recognizing that and for feeling into that energy as well. One of the things I like to say in this space is that I'm trying to be as clear a mirror as I can be. This universe has so much beauty that it can reflect, and if I can keep myself clear, I can polish myself as this mirror, then you can see yourself. And you do. Like everything I'm saying, the reason it might resonate with you is not because I'm some sort of genius. I know something that you don't. The reason you feel it is a truth is because it has always been truth in your heart. It never changed. It never changed. You are that, friend. The space has done so much for me in such a little time, and I know I can't be the only one who can find what I found here. So many others can find what we are looking for as well, which is love. True, infinite love. Shannon, you are love, Fred. You are that love. You are finding yourself by finding love in the world. Love is true. Thank you so much for sharing that message with us, for sharing your experience, your growth with us as well on Be How Are You Today. I hope you're having a good morning. Thank you, Kate, for sending that love. Isaac says, I think that would be so fun if you did a world trip. That's the plan, Isaac. That was the plan almost from the very start. That is what I've wanted to do this whole time. I just, in this state of existence I'm in right now, I do not have the financial means to. And that is not a limitation, because even though I can't do exactly what it is I've wanted to do my whole life, I'm still doing what I know I can do for my life, on B's words coming to me, doing what I can with what I have where I am. And if we do that, think, do, think, say, do, or even do, think, say. You can like argue as well. Action comes before thinking and saying. And you're like, what do you mean, Mel? I have to think and say things before I can do them. Do you? Do you? Do you? You can do things, right? Do the things. I believe in you. Thank you for the wholesome Cable, talking about people who does the things. Appreciate you, brother Bear. Kevel, how are you, friend? I've missed you. We like having you here, Kevel. Runkle Schmecky with a I dream about Haywire Hill being a place of endless gifts, a place that only require a loving touch and it will endlessly give. A one-stop shop for mental wellness and rejuvenation, and it's felt the moment you pass through the gate. sharing that with you, Uncle Becky. It has now become a reality, friend. And I mean, it has. Technically, it's already a reality, friend. I feel it is. At least to those of us who show up for it. I've been collecting oddities and things for the sculptures I will build at the gate, as well as other places to the property. You want me to throw this for you? Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm gonna. Chow! Sorry, I threw it out of frame. You can see it on the YouTube, but she's out of frame right now. Ugh. Oof. Man, Lotus position is definitely not easy to hold. You know what? I want to practice this position as well. We'll use these streams as an opportunity. That is the curse of being a teenager. They view everyone as bossing them around. They know better because they are invincible. They come around in their mid-20s. I'm not even in my mid-20s yet. What a be flower child. hopefully, hopefully he'll come around sooner than that. You know, like I believe he will. At least looking at my family's trajectory. You know, I have another brother as well who's a little bit older than him, and he also is coming around right now, and it's been so beautiful just watching him grow. It's been such a blessing. Like he's a very smart individual. That's the one thing. He's hyper intelligent, as I believe our other sibling is as well. So because they're these absolutely genius beings, it's very difficult to get through to them, because me saying things that they've not been doing could be rather not is an assault to their intellect, being like, you should be doing this, it's good for you. And then that intellect of them is like, yeah, I know that, but then I have to admit to myself that I've not been doing that. And then they're like, no, no, I'm not gonna. Ay, so much. Come here, come here. Okay, I'll throw it again. I'll throw it again, but you have to let go. You have to let go. Okay, go. Get it. No, you're going the wrong way. I threw it there. I threw it behind us. There. Did you see it? Man, this position hurts even more. Oh, I can't fathom a world that wouldn't take utmost care of such a loving being. But I do also love those rose-colored lenses. But I third this. Whoa. Did I miss the full message? I think I might have. I think it would be fun if you did a world trip stream all over the place. I know so many in this space, including myself, who would be welcome you into our homes so that we would have a shelter across your adventures. How beautiful and real would that be? It's just a matter of time, Isaac. We have been manifesting that literally since day one. Thank you. Thank you for dreaming it with me. Thank you for dreaming it with me. We are making it our reality. We really are. I agree. So thankful for the space. So thankful to have you in this space, according vehicle. Hi. Thank you. Fat Cricket. Thank you, friend. Thank you. You're the other side of this infinity. You are infinitely not at fault. Responsible. There we go. There must be a better way. This is the better way, I think. It really is. I think Uncle Becky would appreciate that. I'm pretty sure as well, Ryan. You know, like this Runkle Schmecky character seems to be pretty alright. I appreciate your words about my dad earlier. It's very intuitive and spiritual, and I have a good feeling about today. You are loved, my friend. Thank you for sharing that moment with us, for giving us an opportunity to share some love of you. Love you, Red Clicker. Thank you for joining us, friend. Runkle is my shadow, and somehow figured out how to use my phone while I'm in my pocket. Man, what a character this Runkle Schmecky is. Like I'm trying to imagine a shadow version of Uncle Becky, but Uncle Becky is so bright that even a shadow, has to share light. But thank you, Uncle Becky, for joining us. Now we have both. I don't know why I love this dual personality so much, but I'm dying laughing. Me too. Like now we're like building onto that dream as well, Ryan. Good morning, beautiful soul. How are you feeling today? Did you rest well? I hope so, Lisa. How are you feeling, my friend? Are you fed? I do believe so now, right? Like I've been thinking about you so much. I've been sending you love. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. sitting positions. Like, it's interesting to me. I'm choosing to sit this way right now because of something I shared with Ryan. Let me just see if I missed anything. No, I didn't. Wannabe Flower Child, thank you for the heartwarming friend. Kira Burp, thank you for joining us. Our beautiful friend. There's a little beetle stuck in my scarf. Hey, little dude. Hey, little dude. There he is. Okay. And then he's gone again. So, I was sharing with Ryan this experience, this moment that I shared with a friend at a festival where I would, at festivals, I really like being an observer. So I'll sit down and I'll just observe, what's going on around me. And I got into a very meditative state and I decided I wasn't going to move. But I decided I wasn't going to move unless someone breaks that. So I was like, okay, I like that idea. So I took one of the pre-rolled joints that I've made for the festival. I put it in my mouth and I sit, calmly breathing. And I think I did that for maybe 5 minutes. Like I was more than willing to do it for hours, but I think I like sat for 5 minutes, and then I see this face peek into this little tent I was in, and he looks at me, and I see him like trying to form an opinion. He's like, "You are freaking beautiful," he says to me, and I get this smile on my face. I'm like, "Oh yeah." Come here, come and sit with me. And he comes and sits, and he sits exactly like this on a cushion, and he lights a stick of sage, and he sits in this meditative posture, for that entire sage stick, and I'm just watching him, and I'm like absolutely in love with this being, just seeing the amount of respect he has for his body, and he has a like he already told me he has a wife and kids, and this is one of the practices that he's taken up in his life. And I have this deep admiration, love for this being that I'm seeing right in front of me. And I share this story with Ryan, and I tell him about this seating position that he put himself into. And the very next day, Ryan thought that I was talking about the lotus position where you sit with your feet on your lap. And I see Ryan sitting in this position, as I enter the yoga space, and I notice, his sitting position, and I mention it, and he's like, "Oh, you were talking about this sitting position, not the lotus sitting position." I was like, "Yeah." So just these levels of synchronicity. There's so many of them, so many of them. We are in sync, friends, more so than I've ever been. I feel at least, and I'm thinking very specifically about Jovan as well now. Me and Jovan like to geek out about the synchronicities we experience in life. And one of the synchronicities I've been experiencing a lot is 11:44. Like in the last 2 days, I've seen 5 cases or 5 moments of 11:44, either on my phone or on the microwave or, wherever. And she shares screenshots with me where it was 44 on the time, 44 on her battery percentage, 55 on the last time her phone updated for her weather app, I think. And she shared that, or she took that screenshot as I was reading her comment, and she was prompted to look at her phone again. And then she looked at the screenshot again, and then it was again a synchronous moment where it was 22:55, and the number is 22. Like yesterday's stream, for example, on the YouTube was 2:24, and I think the stream dropped around 22:22 on Reddit as well. Just synchronicities, and it can be a little bit woo-woo, but I genuinely believe with us being so in sync with one another, we've literally been aligning our reality to that synchronicity. We're experiencing not only on an internal level this synchronicity that we're feeling with one another, but it's so intense, it's so synchronous that our external world is now communicating that same message to us, and it's surreal. It's like, how do you comprehend that? How do you make sense of something like that? Okay, I have to go stream the new More Baby Boats Goes, please friends, go and check out Uncle Becky's stream. I'm actually gonna read Isaac's message, and then I'm going to send you all over to Uncle Becky. If you friends would be willing to see baby goats. Like if you aren't willing to see baby goats, then I'm gonna have to fight you. Like there's baby goats on the Haywire Hill right now. Who doesn't like baby goats? Maybe an avenue to make this world trip a reality could be trying to budget a realistic amount of currency that is necessary to make the key parts happen, flights and such. Then make a GoFundMe or something to slowly build that total. I like that idea, Isaac, but I'm extremely resistant to taking from people. So, like, in my mind, like, as it's reading your words, it's like, yeah, it sounds good, but don't you dare take from people. Like, I know, without a shadow of a doubt in my heart, that this space, that what we're doing here, is going to allow me an infinite amount of abundance. And I'm not I want to, going to share that infinite abundance with the rest of the world. But I'm patient. I'm patient to be in this limited state for as long as I need to be so that I can do what I'm supposed to be doing. Thank you, Isaac. I appreciate you so much, my friend. 714 is my magic number that I've seen regularly for multiple years now. 7 is the lucky number, times 2 is 14. Double lucky. Also, born on the 14th of the 7th month, and it was 7 pounds 14 ounces when I was born. That's some crazy stuff, dude. That's some crazy stuff. I wonder what that number means. Like if you go and like search, 714 spiritual meaning, I'm curious as to what it's going to tell you about yourself as well, if anything. That's pretty cool. I'm also born the 14th, but of May, not necessarily the month of July. Peppy, what do you see? What do you see? Oh, she's hearing other dogs bark. Huh? What's what's that? What's that, Peppy? What's that? Huh? Oh. You hearing other dogs bark? What do you think they're barking at? Huh? You don't know? You're just barking for the bark's sake? It's okay. It's okay, Peppy Longstocking. Her ears are so taut. Chong. Listening with hyper attention. She's been the most alert dog that we've ever had. Like literally, the printer starts doing the before it starts working, and she loses her mind because it's close to me, and now suddenly there's this noise that she didn't anticipate. I'm like, Joe, it's okay, it's just a printer. He can calm down. Such a universal sign. We're all on the right path. It really is, Lisa. So born in 1998, and you can guess what 4 times 17 is. 1998. I'm also actually born in 98. So we're the same age, get whack. Thank you on B. So friends, puts on salesman hat. Do you like beautiful things? I leaned into that character a little bit too hard and it got away from me. Do you like pretty things? You do? I like pretty things. In fact, I like pretty things so much that I make pretty things. And after making said pretty things, I share it on Patreon. And for as little as $1 and 11 cents, you'll have access to all of the pretty things I make, to the behind the scenes where I share photos of my marijuana plants. Like if I see art in my coffee, I'll share that with you friends as well. I'll share, my edible process that I'm making for my siblings. If you would like to support this space, add wood to this fire that we're collectively building, add to the dream that I'm dreaming, I would more than appreciate it. Know that I appreciate you for being in this moment, for experiencing love with me more than anything, and there is no expectation. Thank you, friends, for listening for even a moment. In case you haven't heard it yet, I'm just very true, very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. It means that I am on the right path at the right time. Yes, it is. Like you're here for a reason, Get Whack. We're all here for a reason, friends. We really are. Every single one of us are here for a reason. And if we weren't, then we wouldn't be. Literally, the fact that you are here means that you're supposed to be. And like I got to have an experience that was so resounding, was so true that I cannot believe anything otherwise. So this tree, is an acacia tree, and underneath it, it produces a root bark, and that root bark contains something called dimethyltryptamine, a compound that you endogenously produce right now, a lot of, like a lot of. And then when you smoke this compound, it it rips apart this entire reality, and you find yourself within whatever comes next, or at least a layer of what could come next, rather. And on the 22nd of February, the year 2022, at 22 minutes past 10, at the 22nd second, I decided I'm going to smoke DMT again. And I loaded, my bong with 60 milligrams, which is more than enough. It's a little bit more than enough. I inhaled all of it. I kept it in for as long as I could. I closed my eyes. I found myself in that realm. I asked them to take care of my brain as my first words. And then after I said those words, I opened my eyes. And I refused to go back. And it was mildly excruciating. Mildly, I say. Extremely excruciating. Where I knew whatever I was, whatever I am when I close my eyes, is not what I am right now. And that I was there, but I forced myself to be here. And it came to me in that moment, this pure understanding that I'm not supposed to escape. I'm not supposed to be anywhere else than here. Even though I can be, even though I have the means to still go there, I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to be here now. And I'm not saying that that is the same for all of us, or you would have the exact same experience in doing it, but I believe that. I genuinely believe that. And after having come to that understanding, as you friends know, I set intentions for everything I do. So when I rolled these little 60 milligram DMT joints, I wrote these intentions down on them. And after having gone through this experience, having gained this understanding that I'm not supposed to escape, I could die if I wanted to and go there. I will eventually die and go there, but I'm supposed to be here now. I opened that little Garrick, and guess what the message was? Understand. Understand. We're supposed to be here, friends. Not necessarily in this stream, but in this life. We all have purpose. We all have a role to play. So thank you, friends, for being here. For being here in this world with me. You are extremely, infinitely valuable. I think too, Whack. The universe is always giving us signs. It's up to us to see and believe. Absolutely, Lisa. We really have to believe. That's the thing as well. We have to believe that love is true. Because the opposite is an illusion. Fear is the illusion. Fear fundamentally comes from the feeling of separating from love. But you cannot be separate. You literally cannot separate yourself. Kami! Thank you for joining us, my friend. It's nice to have you here. Hey, Heather. Sorry, just caught the tail end. You did, Heather, but you're here now. We appreciate you sharing the space. No rubles for you. Thank you, Pool Tab. It's okay, friend. I wouldn't want to take any rubles right now. I don't think, at least. They would have to pay too many rubles to justify it. Is that my justification? Yes. Love you all so much. Love you, Heather. You're beautiful too, Mel. No, you, Lisa. You're beautiful. Supporting Mel is a service to us all. Thank you so much. You friends have supported me, and you friends who have supported me have said something that can never be unsaid. So thank you so much. I love this no notifications thing. I'm sorry, Heather. Uncle Becky or Aunt B, you're still probably here. Please do reach out to me to figure out a way to actually get notifications working again. I think it's necessary. Like Heather has been sharing her turmoil and not having notifications for a few streams in a row now. Thank you for the wholesome Eve. I'm streaming at the exact same time though, Heather. I'm still streaming at the exact same time. That hasn't changed. Thankfully, Melt is always on the same time. Yeah, there we go. About 90 minutes ago is where he starts every day. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing the same understanding. Very true. The space has become the most important part of my day, and we're all some of the most important people in my life right now. I'll do anything to help any of you. You have been. Thank you, Isaac, for being a contributor to the space as well, my friend. You know, in both ways, financially and with your presence. It means the world. Also, the link in Discord goes directly pretty quickly, usually. Are you on Discord? I think so. I do think so. So good. Thank you for the It's a bit different than drawing. Nani? It's a bit different than drawing. First time being here, I think. I think so as well, Kami. It's nice to have you, friend. I'm sorry to like end the stream as you're here for the first time. Guess you'll just have to tune in again so we can share the space. Nudge, nudge. I couldn't agree more. We love you, Shannon. Thank you for sharing and for contributing to the space as well. Friends, I am going to say goodbye for today. Thank you for sharing in this dream. Oh, sorry, Coco. Yes, me too, me too. What is it called? You are a contributor as well, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much, Coco. It's called dimethyltryptamine, DMT. It's not something I would recommend, like at all even. Like I would recommend you go through a bunch of processes before you even get close to that. You know, start with meditation, then breath work. No, meditation, then yoga, then breath work, then like I don't know. This is not a suggestion. This is like what I would like. I would say you have to go through before you ever get close to that. So like this is my interpretation of it. Then like 50 milligrams at most of MDMA, which is also technically a plant chemical that has been a little bit synthesized. Kind of you get the precursor and then you change it a little bit. Then mushrooms. Then like after you've gone over the different like threshold doses as well of mushrooms, then only can you even think about going there. It's definitely a few steps that you have to take before getting to that point. It's a little bit much. Today is the day. Taco Tuesday as well. Today is the day. Like we're gonna probably find out tomorrow now because it's like the early day for you right now. We're looking forward to it. Candace is finding out today whether or not she's having a boy or a girl. She has 4 girls right now, and the fifth one is coming into our life, and we have 55 friends watching right now. Fifth one is coming into our life right now, and they would like a boy, but they will be okay with whatever, love that being no matter what. I've been there. You've been there. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Go, do you know what I'm talking about, friend? Yes. Ooh. That is taxing on your legs, yo. Yes. Very taxing. Oh. Oh my goodness. Wait a second. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, Lisa. You're the other side of this infinity, my friend. Again, literally, without you being here, like me streaming, technically I'm still here and you're still within that infinity, and even my thinking, you can tap into this energy. But by being here, you get to experience even more of this infinity. So thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone for the love. Get whack. Thank you for yours, friend. Sending so much love. Candace, so excited. Giovanna's sharing her side of it as well, Candace. We are really looking forward to hearing from you, my friend. Sending you so much love. My home is full of synchronicities. Jasmine and I were born on 07/09/1999, and our cat Chanel was born the exact same day 20 years later. The three of us were in sync. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. That makes me happy, Isaac. And you also don't have to remember remember birthdays. Also helps. DMT is like mushrooms times a millions plus aliens, as Joe Rogan's prescribed. Yeah, that's like in a short little sentence, that's a good way to describe it. Like what I would describe it as is if you could take the entire like 6 to 9 hour mushroom experience and condense it into 5 minutes, and all of the information that gets kind of like slowly shared with you, and all of this kind of like unpacking of okay and this, okay and that, and okay, and then it like condenses that down. So like imagine a movie, and all of the stuff that happens in the movie gets condensed into a little 5 minute snippet. You won't be able to like absorb much of it, but you're going to be like for most of it. Yeah, it's quite something. Congratulations for a baby. See you tomorrow or on Gemstream. Thank you for sharing love, Kami. We appreciated you being here. Uncle Becky is also about to stream baby goats. Yes, he is. So, friends, if you like baby goats, go and check out Uncle Becky's stream. He should be live about right now. Love you, Melt. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Mariah, sending you love. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Thank you, friends, for joining us. Who's Candace? Congrats on the baby. Candace, Viking Queen, the friend that has those beautiful works of art that she makes as well with extreme efficiency. I don't know if you know who Candace is, but she's a very beautiful part of the space as well. Friends, thank you for joining me today, for sharing this moment, for dreaming of a reality that we're going to share together. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, my friends.